And thanks to Jason for inviting me today. So this is my novel. It came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just gonna jump around a little bit. I'll read the back so that you get an idea what it's about. Content warning, there's a lot of drinking. Glamorous May DeVille is headed for destruction as she drinks away the 1950s at her husband's bar. Memories of her vaudeville days, triggered by the death of the stage mother who made her a child star, just make her drink harder. But when a beautiful stranger convinces her husband, Ace, to dream of the big time, May must sober up if she wants to survive. Maybe in Heaven is the strange, decadent portrait of a lost woman fighting against a bitter little world in which gender is a performance and love is a con. Fans of Charles Jackson's The Lost Weekend, Gypsy Rose Lee's Gypsy, and Megan Abbott's Queen Pin will enjoy the style of this fever dream thriller and its cast of ruthless females. At Last Call, Maybe in Heaven is an intoxicating love letter to noir and to art itself. And Kirkus Reviews calls Maybe in Heaven a haunting tale of addiction, trauma, and survival that captures the dim glow of lost stardom. And I'll just start in the beginning. It is the summer of 1954, and you are in the cool stillness of Ace's bar in Drinker City. Everyone knows Drinker City. After hours, all cities are the same, just past respectability and sobriety. When you live here, you live for night. You live for that first sip, that first drag, that first kiss. Outside, the sun is right up in your face, taunting you. The bright lasts longer and longer. The heat and the concrete make you flat, walking flat-footed, boil your insides, waiting for night to fall. But at Ace's, it is cool and dark. You are at the piano, singing your guts out. You always hurt the sweetest heart with the cruelest words you can't recall. So, standing behind the bar, Alexander, Ace's younger brother, clutches a rag, his dreamy brown eyes misty. He wears a bartender's shirt, vest, and tie, and dark curls fall over his forehead. Behind him are bottles of jewel-toned elixirs with geometric labels embossed with Roman capitals, spelling familiar masculine names. Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, Powers, George Dickel. You take a deep breath. So if I broke your heart last night, it's because I love you most of all. A few sparse claps skim the room. You get up from the piano and return to last week's variety, lying open on the bar. Alexander glides over. Is there anything I can get you, May? He asks in a boyish voice. You smile. Thank you, Alexander. How about a G&T? He moves a few steps away and wedges a lime. You played a wonderful set, May, he says. Those Mills brothers, they always get me. You smile again, catching your face in the mirror behind the bottles, and freeze. The girl in the mirror wears a white cashmere sweater. The lustrous platinum wig waves over her shoulders in Veronica Lake cascades instead of ringlets, like the baby May days. The red lips are full. The red lips are still full, the cheekbones still high, the bust still trim. There is a birthmark on the left cheekbone and strain between the soft brown eyebrows. Alexander, humming, froths tonic water into a small glass and gives the girl the drink. She downs it. He prepares a second and slides it over. 5 years ago, when Alexander had been a twinkle in the eye jazz man with any girl or boy whom he had wanted, a blonde broke his heart, and now he is washed up at 31. But the handsome still comes through when the lights are low. From where you sit at the side of the bar, Alexander's full length is clear for the first time. His ill-fitting white shirt, black vest, and black tie hang off his shoulders in asymmetrical rumples. Black fabric billows in one long expanse to his oxfords. "What are you wearing?" you ask Alexander, smiling. "Not a skirt again." Alexander slides over and plops another lime into your drink. "Shh," he says, closing one eye. "Don't tell Ace." From the front, the skirt is barely visible under his long, white bartender's apron. You look around to see if anyone has noticed Alexander's lower half. Patrons dot the bar, in pairs and trios, amid the dim lights and the flickering candles. They wear silk ties, tie pins, and sparkling jewels, bedroom eyes and faint smiles. These are your brethren. They know how to live for pleasure, live for night, live for the glowing lights of the city, and the glittering bottles, live for experience. Even after all of the glasses spilled and the strangers sexed, and the weekends lost, and the jobs lost, and the looks lost, and the hangovers and the fights, you would take a dank, dark bar any day. And Ace's bar is the darkest and the dankest. Oh, thanks. I have another little excerpt. So this is a memory of vaudeville. After a matinee show, you were sitting in Doris's bedroom. In Doris's dressing room. You had the rest of the day off and had your dinner money in your pocket, and you were free to come and go, to a picture maybe, with your raggedy rabbit fur coat and scuffed patent leather shoes, with the worn down heels and the nails sticking through. And you heard Mother's voice calling, "May, May!" Your heart clutched, and you and Doris stared at each other, and you jumped up, and Doris whispered, "In here," and put her hand on your tush, and led you under her dressing table, and pushed in her chair, close. And you kept putting on the grease, and she kept putting on the grease paint. And you waited until under the table, and let out a breath. Your mouth open so Mother would not hear you breathing, heart pounding, and it was dark, and her legs were near your face, shiny, smooth, fishnetted. You saw her creamy legs and her silver sequin platform heels with the straps cutting into her tiny ankles, around her pale feet, and her little mashed peeping toes, red and painted, and you could smell a warm odor and a smell of feet and day-old nylons and perfume, and her black garter on her thigh, the marabou fluttering around her legs, brushing the carpeted floor, the dress cascading from her crossed thighs in folds. Her knee was 6 inches from your face, and through the netting there was a moon-shaped scar on her knee. "For crying out loud," Doris said, "don't sneeze now, your mother's coming in here." You closed your eyes as you heard Mother's voice, your mouth open, holding your breath, and Doris sang something in the sweetest, most mournful tone, and it was dark and enclosed, safe, dark, and warm. Mother walked out, shutting the door, and you exhaled and panted, catching your breath. Thanks.